Stop what you are doing right now. Put this video at the center of your attention. I need you here, fully here, because what is about to unfold in the next few minutes is not an accident. You did not stumble onto this screen by chance. You did not scroll past 100 other things and land here by coincidence. Something was already in motion before you pressed play. And I need you to understand that before we go any further. You have carried in silence the weight of knowing that someone rejoices in your pain, and yet you did not move from the place God put you. That is not weakness. That is the kind of endurance that thrones recognize. There is a very specific kind of suffering that the world has no category for, the suffering of the chosen one who knows, deep in their bones, that they are a target not because they failed, but because of what they carry. You have felt that. The quiet, grinding awareness that there are people watching your life not with hope, but with appetite. Waiting, calculating, measuring the distance between you and the bottom, and not to help you, to celebrate the landing. That knowledge does what nothing else can do. It follows you at 3 in the morning when the room is dark and the thoughts will not stop cycling. It sits in your chest during the moments that should feel like joy, and it whispers, "Someone out there is hoping this falls apart." It drains something that money cannot replenish and that sleep alone cannot restore. It is not just exhaustion. It is the specific bone-deep weariness of someone who has had to stay vigilant, alert, measured, guarded, for a long time. And the most brutal part is this. You cannot even fully explain it to the people closest to you, because they will either minimize it or be frightened by it. So you carry it. You keep showing up. You maintain your integrity under a kind of pressure that most people around you cannot see. That is your reality, and I am not here to tell you to stop feeling it. I am here to tell you that what you feel is accurate, and that the accuracy of what you sense is exactly why this moment matters. This morning, something changed in the divine court. A seal is about to break, and whoever set a trap to make you fall is about to inherit exactly what they built against you. That is not rhetoric. That is not motivational language designed to make you feel good for 15 minutes. That is a pattern written into the architecture of how the kingdom operates. And by the time this video ends, you will have seen it with your own eyes in the Word. You will have spoken it with your own voice over your own life. And something in the spiritual atmosphere around you will have shifted. You did not get here because of an algorithm. You got here because your name was spoken up there. And the moment you were waiting for, without even knowing you were waiting, has arrived. If you know that is true for you right now, if something in your spirit is recognizing what I just said, leave a yes in the comments. Not for visibility, not to help a number go up, as a prophetic agreement, as a declaration that you are present, that you received this word, and that you are asking the Father for clarity over the next 72 hours. That yes in the comment section is a seed you are planting at the threshold of this decree. Now let me show you something. There is a man in the book of Esther, a powerful man, a man with a title and a plan and the ear of the king, whose name was Haman. And there is another man, a man with no title, no throne, no army, a man who simply would not bow. His name was Mordecai, and Haman could not sleep because of Mordecai. That one man, that one refusal to bend, became the obsession that consumed Haman's entire strategy. He built a structure, literally, physically built it, designed to end Mordecai's life. He measured it, he planned it, he brought it before the king. He was so certain of his own power that he could not conceive of a world where that structure would be used against him, instead of for him. But that is the part the enemy never accounts for. The trap becomes the testimony. The pit becomes the platform. The weapon forged in secret becomes the instrument of reversal. And the one who built it is the one who falls into it. Haman worked himself into exhaustion building Mordecai's promotion. He just did not know it yet. The person in your life who has invested energy into your destruction has been building something. And the divine court is about to issue a ruling on exactly what they built. This is not cruelty. This is not revenge dressed up in religious language. This is the law of the kingdom operating as it always has. Proverbs 26:27 says it plainly, "Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and a stone will come back on him who starts it rolling." That is not a threat. That is a description of how spiritual architecture works. What is built against the chosen carries the seed of its own reversal. Now, before we go further, I want you to hear this next part carefully, because it is going to reframe something that may have been a source of shame for you. Your silence has not been passivity. Your exhaustion is not evidence of weakness. The fact that you have not retaliated, the fact that you have stayed in your lane and kept your hands clean and your mouth mostly closed, that has not been cowardice. It has been strategic positioning. Mordecai did not storm the palace. Mordecai did not mobilize a campaign. Mordecai sat at the gate and refused to bow. That was it. And that refusal, that singular, quiet, uncompromising refusal to dishonor what God had placed inside him, was the seed of everything that followed. Haman needed Mordecai's reaction to justify his own plan. He never got it, and the absence of that reaction became the crack in Haman's entire strategy. Your restraint has been working, even when it felt like silence was losing, even when it felt like nothing was happening. The court has been deliberating, the decree has been forming. And the exhaustion you feel right now, the specific tiredness of someone who has maintained integrity under sustained spiritual pressure, that is not a sign that you missed something. That exhaustion is the signature of someone whose case the throne is about to rule on. Now I want to give you a tool. This is the reverse tribunal technique drawn from Isaiah 54:17, and I want you to actually do this, not just hear it, but do it. Step 1. Name it. Out loud, to yourself right now, name the specific weapon, not in general terms, the specific thing that has been forged against you. The specific narrative someone has been pushing about your character, the specific door they have tried to close, the specific accusation, the specific sabotage, the specific pattern. Name it. Bring it out of the abstract and into language, because language is how decrees work. Step 2. Speak the nullity. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon forged against you shall succeed, and you shall refute every tongue that accuses you in judgment." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their vindication is from me, declares the Lord. That is not a promise contingent on your performance. That is a declaration about the nature of your covenant standing before the throne. Speak it over the thing you just named. Say it out loud. This weapon does not prosper. This tongue is condemned. This accusation has no jurisdiction over the destiny the Lord declared. Step 3. Re-signify the return. Proverbs 26:27. The pit comes back, the stone comes back. So ask yourself, what does a reversed version of this attack look like in your life? What does it mean for your situation specifically when what was dug against you becomes a platform? When what was launched against you becomes momentum? Speak that reversal out loud. Decree not just the end of the weapon, but the blessing that returns in its place. That is the reverse tribunal. That is the spiritual posture of the chosen one in the season of decree. You now have a tool. And I want to be honest with you about something. A tool is not a system. One technique, used once in one session, is powerful. But it is not the full architecture of what this season requires from you. The war era is closing. And what comes after war is not rest exactly. It is governance. Solomon did not just survive David's battles. Solomon entered a different kind of calling. A calling that required discernment over force, wisdom over warfare, the ability to build rather than just withstand. You are entering that. And entering it well requires more than a single decree. You do not need revenge. You need the decree of the throne. And the throne is not just issuing a ruling in your favor. The throne is issuing a calling into a new season. A season where what you carry stops being a liability. You have to protect and starts being an authority you get to exercise. The Solomon Code exists for exactly that transition. It is built for the chosen one who has already proven they can survive, and who now needs to learn how to govern. If you are ready for that, if you feel in your spirit that what I just described is the next thing for you, the details are in the first comment pinned below this video. 3 specific movements that bridge where you are right now to where the throne is calling you next. There is also an honest answer to the most common reason people wait before taking that step. Read it. Sit with it. The pinned comment will be there. Now, Before you go, I want to do one more thing with you. I want you to decree something, out loud. Right now, in whatever room you are in, I want you to say these words. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And I know what I carry. Say it like you mean it, because you do mean it. You have stayed in your place, you have carried what was given to you, you have endured what most people would have folded under. And the decree that follows that kind of faithfulness is not a suggestion, it is a ruling. And then, drop your city and state in the comments. Not your full address, just your city, just your state, because we are building a map of the chosen ones who received this word today, and there is something significant about being counted among those who stood at this threshold in this specific moment. You are a seed being planted in the ground of this prayer, and seeds know what time it is. Share this with one person in your life who you know is also carrying something they cannot fully explain. You are not sharing content. You are passing a decree. You are saying, this word is for you too. And when you are ready, when the dust settles and the weight feels a little different, the Solomon Code will be in the first comment. Come find it when you are ready. There is no pressure. The door opens when you arrive. May wisdom from above be your ground today. May your soul find rest until we meet again.